And welcome back. And we are moving into our first conversation for today as we find out more about the rebranding of Marie Sharp. And we have with us the legend herself, Ms. Marie Sharp. And we're joined by her marketing manager for Marie Sharp's Fine Food, Jody Williams. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you too, and good morning, Belize.
So, rebranding. You know, we all love and know Marie Sharp's products. Mm-hmm. Why rebrand?
You know, after a while on the market, you get like kind of stagnant. Mm-hmm. You have to represent yourself, do something to bring up yourself back again. I went away recently, not some time back, and I visited some of the supermarkets. And when I saw what was out there, I said, no, I have to do something to mine. I have to do something to bring up back mine again. Mm-hmm. And this was the whole idea with doing this, you know. You have to keep up with the market, otherwise you get left behind.
So you didn't want to be a dull bottle blending in, you wanted to stand out.
Yes, exactly, because if you don't stand out, you don't get that immediate customer reaction to say, well, this is so pretty, let me try it. Even if they don't know what it is, but they'll give it a try.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea behind it, and it has worked, because since we did that, we did the Belize show the other day, the by Belize, Belizean products.
Yeah.
And they went over well. I was amazed to see the movement of the products, and it's the same products that was there the whole time, you know. But the change has really really done nicely with our sales.
So Jody, your grandmother comes to you and says, okay, now we have to rebrand this entire product. It's iconic already for us in Belize. How did this idea process unfold, and how did you decide on this final look?
Well, right now our jams is a small percentage compared to our hot sauce sales in Belize and internationally. So we found out that in jams it's very competitive in Belize and outside, especially we're competing with Mexican brands from America. We have grapes, the strawberry jams, the European jams in the States. So why not change the look, do a facelift, put a bottle that is more gourmet, as to bring out a color, so that somebody in Miami passing through the supermarket and sees a jam from Belize, it says, wow, with tropical fruits, tropical oranges, you know, making that jam from Marie Sharp's. So yeah, that was the whole idea behind my grandmother's plan, was to rebrand, bring out the colors, and focus in on that tropical jams, because...
And then coconut.
Yes.
I mean, who have ever heard of a coconut jam?
I know.
You know,
it's right here to the front.
Who have ever heard of a banana jam, you know?
What inspires these for you to go mango instead of bukut or Mali apple as opposed to
the availability of the fruit. The availability of the fruit. During the fruit season, we have to store. So we take in extra labor, and then they process the fruit. We put it into big drums with plastic liners, and it's frozen in the freezer. And that is one of my setbacks, is that freezer, because it's not big enough now. Oh. You know, I could sell the jams on the export market. China wanted to buy the jams, but I said I could never have the storage space. You see, one of the things with our jams, you know, it has a higher than FDA required food content, no preservatives, no food color. We use the unrefined sugarcane sugar, so it's as natural as we can get it. So that in itself is a selling point. So if you get that out there, I mean, you have a customer, and if they taste it.
I was going to say, and then the taste.
The taste. Once they taste it, you have a hook customer.
Yeah.
You know, so we could sell a lot more if we had more freezer space, because it's natural. Yeah. Then I have to freeze the pulp to last me the whole year.
Yeah. So like mango season, for example, you need to store everything now. And in fact, you couldn't get enough mangoes, you were telling us.
No, I keep buying. We have up to date, we have bought like thousands of pounds of mangoes already, which we are only processing and putting it into cold room.
Yeah.
And we still haven't stopped yet, because we still need more green mangoes for the steak sauce.
Yeah.
because the steak sauce uses quite a big amount of the green mangoes, and that has taken the export market like crazy. I sold the last amount of mangoes I had. I sold 1 container load of that product.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So where are you? You know, there's so much history to talk about when you're on set. I feel like we'd never have enough time. But, you know, we know that you've had so many challenges in the past, and I was telling Kevin, long before the copyright laws, in being able to build a brand. And eventually that's what led you to using your name, because there's only one Marie Sharp, and we get to claim her as Belizeans. But, you know, as you progress, the market's changed, the landscape for business in general has changed. Where do you find yourself now in being able to remain relevant and still grow?
Jody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've gotten so much into technology now, selling, Facebook, Instagram, and being able to keep up with markets is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
But with a little bit of research, teamwork, and giving what customers love, fast delivery, quality products, always getting our certifications, going to shows, winning awards, and showing them, look, this is an award for the best hot sauce. And, you know, slowly we build a trust. And naturally, when you build a trust, they love the taste, they love the products, then it will be easier for them to purchase and to become hooked and a lover of Marie Sharp products.
And I'm going to add to that, you know, we have had to look at certifying ourselves for IFS, the International Food Standard, which is one of the standards that's necessary for the European market. So we are implementing that now as we speak. I think we have been doing it now for 2 years. I think we're going to get audited like about in September. But for that process, I had to put in my line in where the pepper sauce come out. I had to put in an X-ray machine.
Wow.
So we have this huge big X-ray machine, and the product has to pass through that. If there is any foreign object in that bottle, then it kicks it out. So we know that everything that's passing through there is 100% pure. We had to in our filling room where the product is being filled, we had to put in clean air. So the air that goes in there is filtered through, I don't know how many filters. So it's the whole, the bottle cleaning, we clean with ozone. So the bottles go through a machine, and then as it goes in there, ozone gets sprayed in it, and then it comes into the filling room. So we had to do like a major expansion at the factory to meet the IFS standards.
Yeah.
And of course, by doing that, we also, because we have had visits from FDA, FDA has come to our factory like about for 2 days, and they're coming again sometime soon.
Yeah.
Apparently, it look like they come every year. And I must say, we're lucky that we passed and that we have got that certificate from them.
Yeah.
So, you know, by having your standards and your quality under control, you find that other countries will, because every country we go into, the products have to go through a very rigid test, you know. And then that importer asks you for samples, takes it to their government department that does this, and if they get the yes, then they turn around, yes, I can start to buy. So it takes some time. It takes like about 6 months.
About that.
6 months, so maybe almost more than 6 months. But every country we go into, it has to be rigidly tested.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even have traces of any kind of chemical on the pepper. We check our pepper when it comes in to the factory, that there's no chemical residue there, because we are ultimately responsible for traceability.
Yeah.
And they don't want anything in there.
You know what? It's running through my mind as you explain to us the quality that you give us locally, and I think that we surely don't appreciate. We just like the heat and the flavor. But could you talk to us about how do you feel when you see the copycats? Because Marie Sharp has name recognition. In fact, we call everything Marie Sharp, whether or not it's Marie Sharp or not.
Well, for people that copy, I think everybody looks at Marie Sharp and say, oh, she get this big and she do all of this. I could do it too. You know, so you get people anxious to try and copy. But they don't realize that it is hard work. You have to have good quality, consistency. You have to have a lot of stuff behind you. I'm doing this now for 37 years.
Wow. Almost my age.
37 years, and I'm only now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's not something that you think that you're going to make a pepper sauce and overnight it doesn't work that way. It takes you years before you can get on that market. And the export market today is worse than in my time, because today, I mean, even to the US, the minute they see you are frequenting that entry with products, the FDA go fall on you, and you better have
Everything in order.
everything in order. I mean, even paperwork, everything. When they come, when they told me they were coming the first time, to be honest with you, we had to bring in a consultant, and she brought a book like about this thick, FISMA, and we had to go through that book in like about a week. About 6 different members of staff to go through that book to prepare for when they came.
Wow. You know, and I think you spoke of how much work it's taken, but a lot of it too, I would imagine, has to do with your own resilience as a leader, to not give up, given all the challenges.
Yeah.
You know, if you were to reflect on a time in the past 37 years, what would you say was the one time or one of the most memorable times where you really said, is this worth it?
When I lost my name the first time. When I lost my name the
When
first
you
time.
lost Melinda's.
Yeah, Melinda. When I lost the name Melinda, I cried for days, and I curled up in bed and just wanted to die, because I didn't have the money to come back again, you know, and I lost quite a bit of money when I lost my name. So that was the time when I really thought, you know, that is it worth it? Is it, you know? I had, the only thing I had left on the farm was a solar dryer, and I was dehydrating fruits. And I went to the farm, and that morning I went there just to get out of the house. And I was around the solar dryer when I saw a Land Rover drive in. And now I'm talking like about 25 years ago, right? The Land Rover drove in. And lo and behold, it was the manager for Barclays Bank, who was a man from Barbados, and the Barbadian agricultural officer for the bank. Both of them came. And I had met both of them before, and they came, and they come and they hugged me up, and they said, Marie, we heard what happened. You need help? I said, yes. He said, you write up a business plan and come. He said, we'll help you.
Nice.
And then I thought of it, is it worth it? You know, is it this going through all this again? And
Because you'd already made it in the U.S. You had already made your entry into the U.S. market, which was the hardest
with
thing at
big
that
container
point.
loads, with
Yeah.
container loads, I was sending into the U.S. already. So it set me back like about 5 years in my marketing plans, you know. 5 years.
And you
I
couldn't
mean,
just
I
change
used to
it.
go into the supermarkets with those guys and stand up there and give away tasters on Saturdays and weekends and so on into the different supermarkets, you know, getting people to taste the product. I'd worked so hard that, you know, it was really, really like a bad blow for me. But one of my customers actually out of New York called me and he said, Marie, what is going on? And when I explained to him, he said, no, you can't give up. He said, you get out of your bed, you kneel down and you ask God to give you strength. He said, and go at it again.
Marie,
And
you
then I
did.
did.
You have been heralded, rightfully so, as an example of a strong woman in business and entrepreneur. How much of you being a woman you think contributes to the strength as a leader? And do you have any challenges being a woman in business in Belize or internationally?
Yeah. You get looked over, you know. you get looked over because you're only a woman, you know, you get looked over. But here locally, I can't say that I suffered locally. I think locally everybody acknowledged me for what I was, what I did, what, you know, and I think everybody gives me that respect.
Yeah.
And the other side of it, you have Jody, who is the new generation of sharps. You know, how do you feel about having the legacy continue on? And unlike lots of other business, actually your bloodline.
Well, actually, we are working on that right now because I'm being replaced, you know. They're putting me out to pasture now.
No, man, Jody, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Right. If there's anything we know about you, you would not go willingly.
Oh, we're putting in new people and the studies, you know, so that well, I'm 78 years old, so anything can happen.
That's the new 30?
So, but Jody works hard, and he can tell you all the countries that he has got into since he has been working with us.
Yeah.
He has really done
Very
well.
Jody, is there added pressure knowing that, you know, this is a family heirloom, that this is my family's business, and is there added pressure to do well? Or is that a turn off? Like, man, I'm tired of hearing about pepper sauce and all of these things. How does it play from your end?
Well, I grew up eating the product, living with my family and my grandmother, going to shows in primary school, just helping out. So this came naturally. During university days, I had no plans to work at Marie Sharp, but it just came again, and ultimately I said, Gran, you need somebody for marketing, and she said yes, and started in 2009. And the brand is recognized. People love the taste, people love the quality, so it made it easy for me to sell.
Yeah.
But selling abroad, it comes with a little added pressure because sometimes you have to make a sale without even meeting people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So our communication is done via Skype, WhatsApp, and you have to build that trust, as I said before. But so far it's been going well.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it's a product you grew up eating. What's your marketing pitch to people when you talk to them? You know, you are talking to an importer from Holland, for example, and you're telling them about this Belizean product. It's such a far removed context in how many people from Holland would know Belize. What's your pitch?
Yes, I have a presentation and I show them everywhere we already sell to. So I take photos from supermarkets in the States, places in Germany we sell, and I put the brand names of these major supermarkets that already buy our products. They say, look, these guys are already buying our product. Yeah. Here's our certificate. Do you need samples? We actually pay to send samples out. And this is the pitch, you know. Once you taste, once you see where we sell, and we also do a presentation about Belize. This is Belize, a picture of our barrier reef, our rainforest. Products made under the Maya Mountains of Belize, exotic. And the same thing, exotic jams and jellies, all natural, free of preservatives, are made by Mrs. Sharp herself. So.
From the beautiful southern Belize.
Yes.
Is there anything that perhaps in expanding the company that you have been resistant in changing? Moving from the south, perhaps using products you didn't want to use. Has there anything that you have said you've gotten continuous requests for that you've just said, no, I want to stay true to my brand or my identity or my vision?
No, really I haven't. No, I really haven't. We have been very, very lucky that we have very good products, and as anybody that tastes it, we have a hook customer. Yeah. And we make use of a lot of the opportunities with the tourists, because we get tourists, unimaginable amounts of tourists visiting the factory.
For tours?
For tours.
Yeah.
We get off the cruise ship from Harvest Key. We get off the ship from Harvest Key. And we use that opportunity that when they come for the tour, the products are right out there and they taste. So you find that they go away with that taste and they go looking for that product again. So the tourist trade has really been like a godsend for me, I
Yeah.
think that is really what made my name really now internationally famous. Because to be honest with you, right now we have a trophy in Brussels
Brussels, yeah.
that we're
Belgium.
supposed to go to for this month
For the steak
for the
sauce?
steak sauce, for that
Ooh.
And
for
if I
that
had-
steak sauce.
Now they're gonna fly off the shelf in Belize. Smoked spicy exotic steak sauce. You said this is based with green mango?
Green mango, and it's ginger and tamarind.
And then all
So-
your secret spices.
Yes. So and it's a very, very nice. I mean, once you taste this, you would never touch A1 again.
Oh. Well, I won't touch A1 from the beginning. Once you have a local equivalent.
Yes.
And there's
so
so many products that you have. I think that's one of the things that I always realize anytime we have this conversation. So let's talk about what's new to the market. This is one.
that's one.
Yeah.
Yes.
What else?
The mango pepper sauce is the other
We
one.
have
That's
a
his new
mango
also.
pepper. Pure mango habanero sauce.
Yeah. And then we're going to do our buffalo wing, and then we'll do our pineapple pepper. We're going to do those.
Pineapple pepper.
Yes.
Like a pepper sauce like this?
Like that.
Pineapple.
With pineapple.
Garlic.
You know, funny enough, we had some guests last
We have a
week.
garlic sauce. We have a garlic sauce also.
You have a chutney.
We have a chutney. We
Yes.
have we have
Chutney isn't competitive with the rest of the Caribbean?
this pepper jelly.
Favorite.
This pepper jelly. You haven't had turkey until you have it with Marisha
That's
pepper jelly.
right. You do not need cranberry
You
sauce.
don't
should be
need
eating
cranberry ever.
Habanero jelly.
Once you have it with this, you never touch cranberry again.
Delicious.
Miss Marie, we had on some guests from the south, and they have a banana pepper sauce. Would you ever think about something like that? I
I
know they sell it in secret, but
I don't. I can't see the blend. Banana pepper. It's like I know there's two islands because I've met them in Germany that are making banana ketchup.
Oh,
But personally, I don't like it. And the thing of it is that if I don't like a product, I am not going to touch it.
Okay.
It has to be something that I can
Well, it
bring
has your
out
it
the
has your name
best
on it,
stuff,
so-
right? But
Yeah.
but I don't like it. I don't like the banana for that. I make a banana jam, and I'm happy with the banana jam.
and that's as far as you want to go with banana.
Yes.
Tell us your creative process. I mean, how do you decide what will happen next and when you come up with these recipes? Is it a demand that you try to supply or just your own creative process in your kitchen?
It's just my own creative process. I create things, and I have a book where I write down all my recipes.
Ooh.
And some of them I
That's
don't.
in a safe, right? Somewhere top secret.
And some of them I don't even process or put on the market. And sometimes I go in there and I say, you know what, I'm going to market this one, and I'll take out one and market that one, because I also wanted to make a tomato ketchup.
Wow.
But the problem with the tomato here is that it's so difficult to grow tomato
Yeah.
commercially.
Yeah.
And,
You'd have to import.
and that it is cheap enough that it can be used to turn into a ketchup.
Okay.
And then you go and you buy the paste, and then you get adulterated paste. And that is one of the things that really prohibits me from trying. If I can get a paste that is 100% pure, then I think I would try it.
Miss Marie, is there on the international level, do you feel the competition from the other brands, the competing? Do they do anything to try to take you out, or?
Oh yes. I mean, I was in Walmart along with Tabasco, side and side, and they monitor the movement of your product, you know.
Wow.
And they see this product moves. Who is this lady? Take off that label. The diamond belongs to me. Take it off.
Wow.
And they took me off the shelves.
Have they tried to buy you out at any point in time?
No.
Not yet.
No. I wish they would.
But now we're in a little better position because now we could see in the competition in the US, they're actually following our movements now.
Yes.
Oh.
So if we bring out a mango pepper sauce, like a month or two later, you'll see that they try
They bring out.
Yeah.
like a copy of it, but
We-
not as good.
We brought out the smoke, and they brought out a smoke. But their smoke is artificial smoke, and our smoke is not artificial. We actually smoke our pepper, and we use our special Belizean wood to smoke with.
That's my
so they can't get
favorite
that
pepper.
flavor.
Yeah. I can't move away from that smoked pepper. I don't know what it is about it. But you're talking about U.S. companies now following
Yes.
our
Yes.
Marie Sharp.
Yes,
It-
yes.
Even with prices, retail
You know,
prices.
when I went into Japan, Tabasco was the major one in Japan. Today, Tabasco is feeling Marie Sharp in Japan because the Japanese are moving almost like 2 45-foot containers a month.
Wow.
So and that's primarily pepper, or is it the jams?
Pepper.
Pepper.
Just pepper.
Yeah. Where do you
Just
have the
pepper.
biggest jam market? Because you said that's smaller compared to what you're making with pepper.
The US, we sell a little bit to the US. My biggest jam market is right here in Belize. By
Okay.
Belizean people.
Because we love our sweet stuff.
Yes, yes. I don't have the capacity to push it really on the export market
Okay.
because of my freezer space. My freezer is only 20 by 70. It's not big.
It's a small house.
Huh?
It's a small house.
It's big, but
It's
I
a
mean,
big house.
But not big enough for what
but
you would
not
demand.
big enough. No, not big enough.
So now with your rebranding, and I have to say, the first vibe I get from it is very Caribbean.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's very tropical. I guess
Yes.
that's what you were aiming
Yes.
for. And I would imagine how on the shelf, like that habanero jelly bottle and packaging is beautiful, just a round jar.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to compete with other Caribbean products? Is it? I mean, where do you imagine being able, with the new rebranding, to make a new entry or have a larger market? Jody, tell me.
Yes, well, the purpose of this is to gain more of these markets.
Yeah.
Even if it's Caribbean, Central America, we sell about 20 to 25 cases a month to the States of jam. And with the new packaging, we could see maybe double up maybe next year or late this year. So with this Caribbean look, we could gain more markets, especially in the diaspora areas, maybe New York and LA, Chicago.
Yeah.
And this is a focus, and that's why the plan was to change packaging, make it look more colorful, more vibrant, and more presentable on the shelf.
Yeah.
Is it just me, Jody, or do we have less penetration in the Central American markets? As I see a lot of them, looks like a World Cup lineup
No.
for the markets that you're in. Are you guys penetrating less of the Central American and Caribbean markets
Caribbean.
as opposed to the European?
No, we're in all the
We're in-
Central American markets.
yes.
Just that slide that was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're never a Central American country except Nicaragua.
And I gotta tell you, I can never
Except
forget.
Nicaragua and Panama, we're in
Panama.
all the others.
I can never
not?
forget
Where
going to El
Guatemala?
Salvador, and
Where
on
Panama?
the table
Yeah.
was a bottle of Marie Sharps. I was so excited.
We're
at
in
a hotel.
Guatemala, Salvador, Honduras, Costa Rica. She says no Panama.
Uh-huh.
We're in
So
Ita-
we only have Nicaragua left.
Wow.
So
And what about the Caribbean?
I really don't push for the Caribbean. The Caribbean, you have maybe two of them that can buy container load.
Okay.
We cannot sell less than container load to the Caribbean because of the costs of getting the product there. We don't have any direct shipping. It has to go from here to Miami and
And then
then,
Miami,
or from here to Jamaica and then Jamaica onward. So it's too costly.
That's
Those two-
amazing. Because you know, this is exactly what CARICOM is working on, a
Yes.
single market. And one of the things we have always heard as one potential challenge in Belize is that it's far more expensive for us to get our products out than for other Caribbean countries to come in. And some of your main competitors in Belize
Yeah.
are Caribbean brands.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think most of
But-
these,
There, but I think, and I can say this
Yeah.
because I know it as a fact, the entire Caribbean take their hats off to Marie Sharp.
Oh yes, I was going to tell you this. I was a student in 2 Caribbean countries, and whenever I came back, I was a favorite student or as a favorite tenant because I took back, a case of Marie Sharp. It went. I mean, the only thing that was competitive to it was a pint of Belikin beer. I'm serious.
Yes.
They love it. They don't know. Because in Jamaica there is they have a tomato based grace thing, but they will buy this. They drink it like almost like the way we do dip. That's the way the students used to deal with it. You know.
It's fantastic, and they're little gift size too. I've gotten those at a few weddings so far. People give it out as wedding favors, a little Marie Sharp.
Yes, they do. They do.
What's been the most surprising response that you've gotten over all these years?
Response?
Yeah, something someone said, where you saw the product, how it was used.
Well, a lot of Belizeans come and tell me, about their surprise at getting the products. Like one went to Japan and saw it in Japan, and he said, I felt so good. I could jump for joy. This is a Belizean product. And actually in Singapore, one Belizean just came upon the products in Singapore because we're in Singapore also. And he was so happy that he saw the product in Singapore. So we get them from all over. I must say, that Belizeans, and they do it. It's not that they go looking for it, but they come across it and they feel good about it. Here is a home product.
Yeah.
This is ours.
Yeah.
You guys also do juices as well, concentrate?
Yes, yes, we do squashes. We do orange, grapefruit, pineapple, fruit punch, citrus punch, lime, what else? Strawberry and apple.
Wow. So you have your line of jams, your line of juices, your line of sauces, and your line of peppers. Are we
And my
missing?
line of wines.
And you have a wine line coming out?
Yes. Our wine is coming out very soon.
Wow.
It's going to be out on the market, and as I told you, we have. Did I tell you or no?
You were telling us in the break, yeah.
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 I have wax apple. I have Malay apple. I have cashew. We have what's in the red one? The sorrel. We have sorrel. We have jackfruit. We have plantain. We have all kinds of wines.
Need some
Oh,
spotty?
your tourists are gonna love that
Yes.
when they come.
Oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
My-
they do.
They're
They
on a
do.
cruise, so they will love all the booze they can get. You also
Yes.
have chips and seasoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we don't do chips anymore.
Oh, you don't do the
No,
chips anymore?
No, I don't do the chips anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have time for. I can keep up with what we're doing right now. But the tourists love the wine. When we went to Mango Fest, oh, I mean, I had some of them going off with 6 bottles at a time.
With
6
mango
bottles.
wine?
Yes, no, the wines, the different, one of each variety, and they go with it.
There's a request for
wow.
spotty.
What you want doing, me boy?
So let me have a bit of education here. I see marmalade, I see jam, and I see spread. What is the difference?
The marmalade have the pieces of the orange skins in it.
Okay. So it has some
The-
pulp.
Yes, the jelly is just the juice. The jelly is just the juice.
And then the spread?
The spread is almost like the juice, like the jam. Yes.
Okay. So that's what you know what to expect. And
Yes.
the only round bottle is the habanero one?
This is the pepper jelly.
Yeah.
And then we have, of course, we have the green mango chutney. This is green mango chutney, and this go well with the what they call the yellow food, the
Curry?
curry. With curry, you serve this with curry. This is also very good. It has in tamarind and green mangoes and ginger too, almost like that.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like we need to do a little sampling right here.
Yeah, we need to open a couple bottles.
We're going to leave all this with you so you can sample for the rest of the.
We'll offer people breakfast once we get some crackers.
It's going to be a
Yes.
fight during the break.
Yes, yes.
But as we start to close off, what do you mentioned before, and I don't want to lose the opportunity. You spoke about moving into your transition plan. What is that like for you, and how do you ensure that whoever manages or runs the company after this will stay true to your core beliefs and your way of doing business?
Well,
Is it difficult
it's
for you to do
it's
this?
still going to be family.
Yeah.
it's still going to be family.
Yeah.
So my understudy is my niece, and she knows that she has to stay with what we are doing. I mean, I'm not saying that she can't bring in new ideas and new, because she has done marvelously already. I mean, she has taken over our accounting department and has really got them tippings, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with her, and I think she's going to work out to be
Yeah.
somebody. And because she's family, I think she has a lot of my traits.
Just about
So-
What kind of traits are you talking about?
Bad one.
The one that walks into a negotiation
Yes.
and say, I'm
Yes.
not budging.
Yes. Yes. Then apart from that, well, my youngest son, he's youngest, but he's 50-something, he's a factory manager, right? And then my eldest son, he distributes countrywide Belize, the country of Belize. So it's still a family thing,
Yeah.
So except for my quality guy, who is working with me, he's very, very good. He's very good. He's our HACCP coordinator.
Yeah.
He's our IFS man also, and he's taking us through all these certifications that you need to meet for the export market. And when you say, like IFS, it encompasses most of like the BRI and the other
BRI.
Other standards
BRC
that have to
and
be
the other
met.
standards. They're
So
almost
once you
the
have
same with little.
IFS, you don't have to get the others.
Yes, because you have, or you can, but there's very little deviations to
Okay.
accomplish the other one. So it's going to be like a feather in our cap to be able to pass the IFS.
Yeah. My final question just before, and I say it, and I really mean it, as a legend in Belize, as an entrepreneur, as a female businesswoman, somebody who has mastered being able to be resilient in creating something. I mean, I always think of that story when you were back in your kitchen creating sauce and they said, start bottling. But what do you want to be your legacy? 50 years from now, somebody thinks back on who Marie Sharp is, what she contributed. What do you want them to remember the most?
Hi. That's a hard question, Marlene. What I would like them to remember about me? I'm a very difficult person, I'm not I think my creativeness, being able to create things, being able to I think I inherited that from my dad, but I was lucky to be able to do what I'm doing today, and I would like them to just remember me as a person. I don't want any fame or whatever.
Yeah.
I always think, if you're going to give me some kind of recognition, give me while I'm alive, not when I'm dead and gone. So I'm happy with the way I go along. I'm not a person that I think of myself as a humble person. I don't like too much shows and bigness and
Yeah. And what's your advice to young up and coming entrepreneurs?
Oh, that it's hard work, but you have to believe in what you're doing. Make sure that what you're doing is top of the line, and don't think you'll get rich overnight, because it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I can remember when I went into Walmarts with Tabasco. Everybody know that Tabasco is just a water in nothing. And here I was below Tabasco, but what? Tabasco had the world market. My price was here and Tabasco was here. I was selling my pepper sauce cheaper than Tabasco,
Just to get them to buy.
just to get myself in the market, even though I was a better product than Tabasco. So, and I had to do that for a number of years before I said I could, and now we're in line, brother. Let's see what happens, right? but it takes a long time, you know. So some people believe that when they do something, they want to get rich overnight, and it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of consistency. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. You have to can't make something good today and then something not as good tomorrow. And, you know, you have to give it your all.
All right. Well, we thank you for giving your all in creating these products. And once again, when you walk by these jams on the shelf, it will make you make a second look because they're beautiful. And there seems to be limitless options in terms of the flavors that you want when it comes to jams and spreads. And look out for the other products as well. Where can people try your wines? I know that's what some people are excited about in here.
Well,
Is it in Belize markets yet?
no, not yet, because we took it to the show, and it was a huge success, right, Jody?
Yeah.
It was a huge success at the show. We took it at Mango Fest too, at the Belizean product by
Yeah.
Belize. We took it there and it was a huge success. But it's not really properly presented yet. I still have it in the same squash bottles,
Oh, okay.
but we're just getting feedbacks on what they think and how how it's going and so on. But we now have the bottles and we'll be getting the labels shortly. So I'd say within another month we should be out on the markets.
Okay. In the meantime, you can always go for a tour at Marie Sharp's factory.
Yes, of
and
course.
you can try just about everything.
Everything, including the wines.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it.
And thank you too. Thank you, both of you. You're very helpful to us.
All right.
Thank you, Belize.
We are going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to the Labor Commissioner about labor laws concerning hurricane threats. That's coming up after the break.